Test. Good morning, everyone. I'll give it 2 minutes and I'll go over everything. Start with previous week high and low, setting it out so that you know where they are. I'll mark them in a different color for you guys. Let's make it purple. It's easy to recognize. We have quite an opening. That's the full opening that we have. That's a 300-point opening gap. That's quite an opening. So if we make it up, this was the last leg up. We're inside an openings gap. So if we find anything, we probably long up till the top of the gap. That would be most normal that the market wants to fully fill up the opening gap right now, especially because we are trading in it already. So at open, what do? We take out liquidity. So everything from last week's liquidity has been taken right here. Morning, Nigel. I did not see your mails yet. So where did you send them to? Oh, wait. Let me rephrase that. You sent it to this address. Okay, great. I found them. Wait. Okay, I'll give you my different address. If you manage to send them next time to this one, it's easier for me to find. This is my where you send it to was actually the program where I work with, but it's not mine. So oh, morning.com it says actually. If you have another mail, send it to that one if you want next time. It's a different program we send to. I will make sure that you have all the information that you need today. If I have some time, I'll go over it while you're here anyways. Let me see. Okay, here I found them. Cleaned up continuation, yeah. So the markets will probably continue up high right now. Probably will fill up the full gap. Just let open do its thing. So I'll even set it up for you. I see that you have some questions about orb. Let me set orb out, that you understand how it works. Morning, Samuel. Okay, so pre-orb is right now that you can play it, and then one more an hour from now. So it's at 8. So this was 8. So 9 o'clock. So you have to take it actually London's time. So it's at London time open. So London has one at 8 o'clock. So this was 8 o'clock of London. So we need the first 15 minutes of that. So I'm setting it out right now. So this is for 15 minutes time based. So you have to be patient until this one is closed. And then one more at 9 o'clock. So an hour from now, you have the same. If you do it at New York's time, it's my time zone. It's 15:30. So that means if you are at London's time, that's 2:30 in the afternoon. That's 14 or 30. This is NY zone, NY time. And if you take London's time, it's 8. So these are all London's, your time zones, so that you don't have to calculate it anymore. And then 9 is seconds. This is ordinary London orb. Normally you can find it also in Discord somewhere, if I'm correctly. Those infos. Just send it to you directly. I believe all the info is in this one. Yeah, good that you have the question. Yeah, UK, it's my time, so that was different. So this one is your time zone. It's 8 and 9. So the true open of London is actually 9, and pre-Europe is an hour before true open. So this is actually right now. So in Belgium time zone, it is this time zone, this time hour. So it's 9 o'clock and 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock. Because the true open is actually 9, and you have one more open before it that you can actually take it. But it's better to ask a question than just randomly test it. No, anytime. But it's a very easy strategy to take, actually. So what do we see then? We have an open and the first. So let me trade it today that you actually can understand how it works. This is not actually a very clear scenario where the market wants to head to anyway. So I'll take the trade with you guys today. It's been a while since I traded orb. So what do we need for orb trading? So there are a few rules. First of all, clear move. So first 15 minutes. Is the range. Then you need a 5-minute breach up or down. And you need a candle close. Not sure if it's written correctly, but you know what I mean. English type is not my best skill. And then you have, if you have a fair value gap inside the 15 minutes, you actually use that as your indication where you put your stop. So look, right here we have we had a 3-minute fair value gap right here. So because of that, now this 3-minute fair value gap is gone, of course, because we get tapped. But if there is still a fair value gap inside a range, you should put it at the wicks high. So then say that this fair value gap was still valid, then this was your stop instead of the center, instead of 50%. We do have like a minute fair value gap still left inside. So this fair value gap is still open. We did not tap it yet. So our stop has to be at this high. If we go down, if we go up, there are no fair value gaps to the upside. So we can put our stop at the center of the range. So now we have the first 15 minutes are over. So this is our range. So how do we set it out? You can choose, or you can take just a rectangle to set it out. Or you can actually just draw 2 lines, the lower one and the higher one. And you don't need the rectangle. I prefer to use a rectangle. The reason why is that you actually immediately have the center also. So you also have the dotted line. For me is the 50% level. So that's why I prefer to use it this way. Let's take a look if we have news today. We have only yellow folders, so it should be good. Oh, Trump tweeted again 10 hours ago. US military says it will begin Hormuz blockade 10 a.m. at Monday. Okay. Force will not impede freedom of navigation for vessels transiting straight out of Hormuz. Okay, so if Trump tweets today at 10 a.m., there's possibly that we have some volatility coming inside the markets when this guy speaks. So then I need a 5-minute close. So this is the 5-minute candle that should close. If it closes below, we should short. If we close above, we should long. That's just how you can actually trade it. It's been a while since I traded this, but let me trade it today for you guys. I will take both of them. So I will take the pre-orb and the orb today. So it will be 2 trades. If we make a profit in pre-orb, no orb trade. If we do not make a profit in pre-orb, we will take orb 2. So this will make a little bit more clear how to trade it. So no close yet. So as long as we don't have a close, we do not do anything. So this is the easy part about this trading strategy. You do not have to really think when to enter or when to exit a trade. You just have to follow along. So again, it's the first 3 candles. So this is the first, second, and the third candle of the 8 o'clock. So it's not the one of 8:15. It's actually the one of 8:10. If you put it in 5-minute candles, that stops because 10:45 or 14 minutes and 59 seconds, the candle closes and then the next one opens. So if that starts to go up and we go over, our stop will be probably inside this. There will be a fair value gap inside this one if this moves up this fast. And then the market could head up at least to this level. So if we go up, I would aim somewhere TP, this area, full TP, the high of the gap, of the opening gap. So now we finished off this last minute fair value gap that was right here. So if we move down from here, it's also a good sign that the market actually closed this fair value gap and the market wants to continue down. So we have 2 options here that we can see. So we got rejected of this area. So if we drop to the downside, it's also a good sign. We closed everything so we can put our stop then halfway. No fair value gaps left. This one's closed. We got tapped. This one right here. So this one was still open, but now it is actually closed because of this candle. So we will see if this candle now closes below. That means that the market will continue a little bit lower and we will follow along. Stops will be then this high. Instead of 50%, this was the last swing. So you can see this as the last grab of liquidity. So if the market continues in the same direction, it should not come back up to this level. So instead of halfway, I would put that wicks high. Very small stop. So that's only like a 13-point stop. So you do need to calculate a little bit how many contracts that you can put inside. Let me take my calculator. If that is about a 15-point stop. So if you have a 15-point stop, that's $2 each. If you do, that's $30 per contract, and then you divide it by how much you actually need. So they say that you have a $800 stop divided by 30. That means that we have 26 contracts needed. Yeah. So say that you have $400 stop, and that's $30 per contract. Well, divided by 30, not. That's 13 contracts. So make sure that you know a little bit how many you need. We do need a candle close always. So we do not do anything unless we have a full candle close. So that's another 2 minutes or 3 minutes. So we don't do anything in the first 3 minutes. So that it always goes through here. We have a 25-point stop then. So make sure that you calculate the last candle when it closes from where your stop is. Calculate it, then enter it. You don't need to rush, or you just can enter one contract, drag your stop up to where it needs to be, and then you see how much you have your stop like. It's the same. It's up to you how you actually trade it. If I traded orbs, I actually trade always full hours, but you can trade half hour to start to get used to it. Do know then if you have a half hour profit, that is full hour profit. Always remember that. So a lot of people, if you trade, they don't remember that if you are trading a half hour risk, once you get to the half hour risk and profit, that's also a full hour. Actually, we already would have profit. So 1.5 hour is profit taking on orbs. The first profit taking at least. So we got 50 seconds. So this is a 30 point. So that will be a short. Will probably come up at least to this value gap again. So we are targeting on the lows. So we should target at least this week. That's 1.3 R. So close. So that's a short. So still need to open my other screen. Seconds. So we should be in a short. If you're trading orb with me, we have. I'm not in it yet. My program is still opening. We have about a 30-point stop. So that's $60 per contract. Give me a minute. I'm not in it yet. And what's wrong with MMQ? It stands still. Oh, here it is. Okay. Okay, I'm in a short right now. Let's take a look where we can head to. Not my favorite position to start shorting, but still, this is how orb works. So I'm just going to trade it with you guys for today. One with two, one with three, four. So if we actually do start dropping, and there are two reasons why I didn't like it, because we were in, first of all, a half hour for value gap. The market was moving up, but still, it can drop. This is pre-op. You don't watch how the market moves. You just follow along immediately and how it is actually shown. So if we do drop, we will hit at least to 25,000. So I'm putting my full TP at 25,020 points. But this can easily just go the other way, so it was not my TP full. Just explaining how it works. So I am in this, so if we do not take a profit, I'm pretty sure we wouldn't, but I will take another profit with you guys then today. I'll make this one a different color. But I know that I played orb instead. $9.20. So in the meantime, while we actually are waiting, you can already start journaling. So you can actually set pre-orb in your journal. So you don't have to watch actually how to trade. It's just preset everything. So we came back into the range. We had a 15-minute for value gap, a half hour that we actually traded off. So we probably will get stopped here. Just out of knowledge, this is pure knowledge lead trading then. That was a way too strong reaction off of it. We had like a 3 minute that we could have get stopped off of, but it looks like it will take out everything. So we should not take out that wick. So this is the reason why I put it here. Our stop at that wicks high. The reason why there are no further value gaps left open, we actually took everything out. This was internal liquidity actually. So we will see now if the market wants to keep going down, it should stop there and should continue. If it does not and it takes us out, it will go to the top part of that liquidity. So I'm trading this with you guys for today. So now you can be patient. I'll get myself a drink in the meantime. Stops are set, so make sure it's that wicks high at 25,121. I'm on 122 actually. Oh. So the cocoa shop is online and we already make sales. It's going good. Yeah, this needs to come back all the way down now. If you want to have a smaller stop, and they are creating for value gaps inside, so we had a 3 minute for value gap right here on the highest part. So you also have the opportunity then to be patient and see if we get a tap of that 3 minutes to enter it. That's also something you can do to trade orb, but then you are trading an extended version of it. True orb is once we have a range, we break it, we actually enter it, and then the market should continue. That's it. I took a half hour risk on this one. And now all we can do is be patient. We will see what happens in a few minutes. Okay, so we need to do this. And most of the times, one of the two always works. It's normally orb or pre-orb that actually work. And if they follow each other, we actually have an extra add-on on orb itself. I do not recommend to start adding yet. If you're new to this strategy, be patient until you learn how to add later on. In the next 20 minutes, we will definitely know what direction it wants to go to. So again, I am in a short. Oh, it's not on the screen yet. So in the next 6 minutes, it does need to start dropping again. Yeah, exactly. So we trade the 5 minutes on this time frame, but any fair value gap that lays under it still counts as a possibility that comes for a tap. So we had right here a few fair value gaps that were still open. So the reason why I said the stop was here is, first of all, we took out all the liquidity right here. There was one fair value gap still left. That was right this one. And this one got tapped on the first move back up. Now, after this first move went up, we start a nice decaying. We actually took this is internal liquidity that we got taken out. And we had, if we watch a little bit higher, we had a 3 minute fair value gap after this got breached. There is a possibility that we come back up to this gap so that you actually can take this as your entry instead of the low from here. Smaller stop means more profit. That's it. Just as well. Now, this didn't look great from the start already because we had a half hour for value gap trading in. The movement is upwards at this point, but the market can still go down. So the thing is, once you're in a trade and you follow a strategy over and over again and over and over again, there is not telling if the market wants to go up or down. The market wants to do its thing anyways. So you still have A 60% win rate, somewhere around that, with this strategy. If you keep doing it over and over and over and over again. I think I might watch my journal. What did I make? I had an 85.9% win rate when I done this live. And this was 170 trades I took. No, it was 140, 200 trades, 141 trades I took with this strategy live in a live environment. And there was a time that I made 60, 70% win rate, and there was a time that I only made like 52% win rates. But you always have to watch every trade neutral with this strategy, because sometimes it works directly fine, sometimes we get stopped, sometimes it doesn't. So you have no idea really if it works, yes or no. You just have to keep doing it. That's it. The best thing is actually once you have this strategy, after a later time, I actually found this out. So if you trade orb, and once the orb is breaching downwards, and we create like a 5-minute fair value gap under it, then if you get that tap off of it, normally we continue that. So say that the market moved in a 5-minute fair value gap down, we created one, and we get a tap of this to continue. That's the best option that you can have. But you're not always will get that tap also. So sometimes the market immediately starts moving without you. Morning, Arjun. Have you been? Just entered the short. Okay. For once, I traded the orb. So Nigel was asking for me to explain. If you have any questions, you can also ask Arjun. He's the only one he is actually the one that still trades it every day, or almost every day. Yeah, if this doesn't stop dropping right now, we'll probably get stopped. But the great thing about this strategy, about any strategy, is actually you just have to believe in it and keep repeating it over and over again without any doubt. So just with full confidence, taking it one step at a time, every time over and over again. I know this works because I had multiple payouts already from this strategy. So we just have to be patient. But I do have to say, you have to choose if you want to take this strategy, or London or NY. Don't do both. You can do both. It will make you also money, but it will take a lot of time actually to keep doing it every day, all of the day, all of the orbs. And orb in New York session is most of the time a huge stop. You will have, say, last week. So this was 3:30. So this was actually the 15-minute candle. So here, that was open. If we have the 5 minutes, let me take it back to that chart. So this was orb, New York session. We did not have a body close. This was the first body close that we had right here. So this should have been your long position. So just to go up, your stop, we had a fair value gap inside. So we had a 5-minute fair value gap right here. So your stop should have been at this wicks. This wick. That should be your stop. And then your target 2R. This, if you kept trading this fully, that would have been a 3.6, 3.4R. That's definitely a decent trade. If you kept it longer, I have no idea where the day stopped. Okay, here the day stopped. So if you took this trade fully up to the highs, I would probably definitely have taken some profits already at this high. So around 1.23, I would definitely have taken some profits already. But this one would have worked. Same here, the market is now headed down. So let's see what it does. If we create a 5 minute for value gap in some form, I'll probably add another half hour if we start dropping. So say that we create now a 5 minute for value gap just above my entry. I will add the other half hour if we tap it. I do want to have a for value gap, of course. No for value gap, no adding. Yeah, indeed. It has some huge stops. That's correctly. If you want to make sure that if you try New York, there is another possibility to do it where you have a less big stop, and that's actually how can you do it then? So once you create a 5 minute for valley gap, so if this candle was closed, you created actually a 5 minute right here. I'll explain it. So orb showed, so this was the breach of the orb. So I'll set everything out. So this is orb low, this orb high. So we'll take this one off. So this is our range that we had. How can you then let me take this back until here? So once we were trading this, and actually the market moved in this direction, we saw that the market went up. This is inside the orb range, so we don't count the fair value gaps then inside the range. We only count them outside the range. So here we had a breach. So the next candle was this one. What do we see? We created a 5 minute fair value gap. Rewatch this stream again so that you actually remember everything. You can also set your entry on this one and put your stop then under that one. So on the fair value gaps candle itself. So then you only have like a 17-point stop. If you moved it all the way down, it would be a 40-point stop. So it's still possible to trade. If you get a tap, that's immediately an entry. So that would have been your enter. That would have been a long. On the tap, stops at the candle's low, and you target at least the 2R or more. So even if you went to that high, you definitely have the chance, if there is another fair value gap, to get stopped. So this one now played out directly, beautifully. It does not always happen like that, believe me. Let me take it back to the day before. Let me show again. So here we had 3 o'clock again, so 3:20, 3:35. Okay, here, take a 15-minute candle. I'm still watching the charts on the other sides, guys. So don't worry. My trading is also open. So this was 330. So this was orb. We have a 5 minute breach. So here we had a 5 minute breach and we got stopped actually immediately. So this one did not. You may have got lucky if you took that short, but you probably could have taken it even. This would have been halfway because there are no fair value gaps inside, so stop halfway. Would have been 1.67. Yeah, if you saw this reaction and we moved back up, I probably would have put my stop to break even. I probably would have trimmed something of this in this candle's movement, but that would have been pretty fast, I believe. Yeah, that was a 3 minute down and a 3 minute move back up, so would have been a risky play. But doable. Again, other one. Let's go over one. You can see a bigger stop. Right here we have 3 o'clock, 3:30, 15 minutes. Oh, this is like a bigger stop now. We have, where is the bigger one? Here. So this is 3:30, 3:15. That's 3:30. So this is a huge candle. Like with this one, we did not even trade out of it. So we traded inside the orb the whole day. So there was no trading in this day. So this can happen too if you have an orb from 200 points. That was 333 points, so probably you would not even have taken this. That was just too big of a stop. But if you see this, you can just say, okay, no trading day. Be done with it for that day. You take another one. 15:30 right here. So this was orb, that was 3:30. Close. This was a close of a body of a 5 minute. Look, and we got stopped immediately. Nothing to do about. Was not working. And even we had a fair value gap created, so we just tapped it and we immediately got stopped. So it works sometimes, it doesn't work always, of course. If you ever find a strategy that works 90%, dude, you'll be very rich. But you don't need 90%. 50% is more than enough. You just have to be okay with if you get stopped, that you can do it again the day after. Same here, 3:30. So 15 minutes. So that would have been the session we had for value gaps inside. So then you have a choice again, like I said, or you take it from on the for value gap. So we had a 5 minute for value gap inside this range that did not get tapped yet. So your stop should be at the highs. If you entered, that would have been your entry. You took it lower and then immediately got back. We retested that level and then the market started rallying the other direction. So you could have stopped, or you got stopped at break even, or you got stopped at this wicks, at this recountering. So we're still at the same range right now. Now this is why I asked to actually test it out so that you know it for yourself, how it works. Where are we at? So not much movement. So if we get a tap of that 5 minute, I'm just gonna add one more. Still not the biggest fan, but still, yeah, the market. There's a possibility that we continue downward from here. We also had a 15 minutes reach some took some profits sitting in a free trade. Yeah, I entered on the low, so I'm not yet in profit on that one. Yeah, I don't like the market chopping around. I do prefer it also moves directly down. We got 2 minutes still open. So or open will take out the highs one more time and then continue, or it will start flushing immediately. Because this is Asia high that we have here at Warp's high. So in 2 minutes, the market will tell what it wants to do. That's 40 seconds still open. So that was an ad for me, so I added one contract extra. So my entry moved up to so that way it's slow. Not much, but a bit. So here's open. Now we'll see what the market wants to do. So if we take out everything, it's still possible. If we move below this wick, I'm gonna move my stop from here to that last wick down. If we even get to that point. Give me a minute, I have to go to the bathroom. Yeah. This will not look good. Yeah, this can happen at open, of course. I got stopped. So, my journal and screen. That was a minus 0.6. It was a bit more than a half hour for me. Got stopped at open 9 o'clock. Yeah, it took out everything, so it didn't matter where you put it, just stop. It took out the high, so we're definitely just chopping. So this is the possibility always at open. So what does open do? It actually pushes the market in the direction it wants to go immediately. And open also has a lot of volume coming in. So the first 5 minutes, the volume enters. Look, we just token out the liquidity, and then the market now starts dropping again. That's just something you cannot predict. The market could just have easily flushed down immediately too. So it could have done both sides. This is something you have to be okay with if you trade order. And then you have to be patient again for the next 15 minutes, see what happens. And now we will see what happens in the next 5 minutes. If it drops down, we can re-enter it. If it goes up, we could also re-enter it and take it up high again. Oh, this was just sad because this still looks good that it could go down. Because it just taken out Asia high, so it took all the liquidity right here from Asia high, and now it says, okay, let's drop. We all got stopped, Arjun. The good thing is you have a second chance, so we just be patient, see what happens in a few minutes. If it drops, I'll enter it again, half hour. I'll do the same one more time. So 3 minutes, put it open. We will see then what happens. So now it has fair value gaps on both sides. So that one down and one up, very small one. Yeah, if I wasn't playing warp, I would have been in a short at this quick take. Tomorrow back normal trading for me. In 2 more minutes. Now we have our range. In the meantime, I'll go check my mails. What I still need to do. Yeah, this probably will go downwards. So we're now trading at a last 5 minute for value gap. We just had the full move back. So what the market will move very fast up from here, or it will just go flushing. This has been a choppy market a bit, so we've just been ranging. Let's take a look where we're at. Gold. So that's an hour and a half sideways movement. The good thing about this strategy is too that you actually always know when to enter it. Until we have a close on one of each range, you don't do anything. Even though there is a nice value gap inside that you could have traded off, you don't do anything unless we have a breach. So guys, I forgot to watch the chat if somebody said something. So today my first shippings go out. So tomorrow will be normal trading again for me. I'm just doing this to show you how you actually can take it. So still no close. The market definitely needs liquidity right here. So this is what it's doing right now. So it's building up stops both sides to get the impatience ones into trades while we are being patient until we have a breach. Remember, trading is a skill. You do not trade for money, you trade to learn the skill. You want to make money, that's true, but you do not trade for money. Because if you trade for money, it will not work. Because then you will not have it fun when you have a trade going against you. So you never trade for money when you're trading. You're actually trading to learn a skill so that you can do repeated process. That's actually the same with every business. You want to make money at the end parts, but you actually never do it for the money to start with. So you do a business, you do a job because you want to make money, of course, but you also do a job because you want to do that job. So the same, say that you are a mechanic that needs to repair cars. So you do it because you want to repair the car, and the outcome is that you receive money from it. But you don't do it for money. That's the same with my production. So my production line is I create cacao to help people get off get off coffee and learn to drink something else. And when I sell it, I earn money from it, but still, I'm doing most of the time to actually help people get off coffee and not actually to make money out of it. I know the first time I heard this, that this sounded very strange in my head, but it is actually how you stop trading for money too. So you're trading actually to learn a skill, and once you have that skill, you can make money. So that's an hour and a half in stream, and we're still inside that range. So it looks like it will be a choppy market today. If we keep doing this, I'll probably not even take the second orb. Not much use just sitting here and seeing those 15 minutes. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's it's 10, 15 minutes right now that we're in. No, the ninth, sorry. So if you see this kind of markets, sometimes the best thing is to do nothing at all. It's not really the market that you want to be trading once this is just chopping around here. So if we do not get a breach in the next 10 minutes, I'm not taking orb second time. So that will be a minus a 0.5, 0.6 then for the day. I'm not gonna sit here just waiting for it to breach. This is just building up liquidity. The market will make a move sooner or later, but it does need to show its hand, of course. If it doesn't, it's not much point of sitting here just doing nothing. So this one swept the highs. Now it showed build up strength to the upside, and now it's just sitting here again. So if it moves down, we could take it one more time, of course. Stops will be this wicks high then. If we get a breach to the downside, that will be my stop. Three minutes. Let's see if we have a close. So still no close. We're just looking at the liquidity one more time, and we're just sitting here. Yeah, if you see it going sideways for another half hour, I'm definitely another 10 minutes. I'm definitely not taking this trade, and it's just gonna be sitting here all day. So we do have those days too that we're just chopping around, and then it's better to stop and don't touch the market. I believe they are waiting for. No, we're not closing above it nor below it. We're just sitting here. Yeah, I normally wait 2 hours, 2 hours and a half maximum. So I do not take a trade of orb after 10:30. Even though if it can still flush down then, but I do normally not take it anymore. Because then I have to sit behind the screen and I don't want to be sitting behind the screen so long. Personal reasons. So we got one more minute. Do we have a close? So that's no close yet. Back in the range. So that was a close. Okay, I'm gonna try that one more time. That was definitely a close now. So again, half hour. So I'm gonna short this one more try. This is the last try, half hour. The calc. This is a 27-point stop, aiming the same movement. Last try of the day. So that would be minus a full hour if we do not get this straight. Stop is 25,124. So the last wick of this one actually. So this was the last liquidity that got taken. So if the market wants to continue, it should do it right here. If we can take it to 25,020, that would be great. That's a 2.8. First TP will be definitely here. If we now fall back in that range in the next 2 minutes, yeah, that will not look great then. So again, we were just chopping here, so I just take it one more time because half our risk is not that much anyways. A full R I'm willing always to give to a trade. So I entered another half R on this trade. We had a 5-minute breach just below the order range. Not much, but enough. Now let's see if we continue to flush. We could come up one more time because we have a 5-minute fair value gap created. We have a small void right here, so the market could come back up, take that out, and then continue. This is definitely the last try that I will give this. Otherwise, I go out of my time that I actually trade live. It looks like we will go back in the range for a second. We'll probably come to this for value gap now, this high one right here. Again, last trade of the day in a short. We will see what happens. I'm gonna get myself another drink in the meantime. I'll be right back. Just went for a walk. So after 2 hours of trading, I want everybody in here to take a break, to take a few minutes for yourself, go walk in a park or something if you can, or do something off the screens after this. And then if you do want to trade more, I would definitely not recommend it. But if you do want to, then you can come back. But at least take a 15-minute break. So my entry is at 25,102, a little bit higher than this. This is my entry actually. Well, if you do watch the hourly, this does look normally that the market should go down. So if you have an hour of sideways after a sweep and you see the market move further down, this does look like it wants to go down, but still, we will have to be patient to see what happens. If we want to see what the market actually is doing, the market is still trending upwards. So we are definitely trading against the movement of the day. For a second time. Yeah, it's not easy to get through those 15 minutes. Yeah, we've just been sitting here, so look. This kind of market is a chopped market, so it's not standard to trade. Like this is a chopped market. On a 50-minute base, you don't see any fair value gaps. They just every candle is connected to each other without one fair value gap inside. So this is good to understand that this is a choppy market. A choppy market means building up liquidity. That means no trading. If it wasn't for orb, I would definitely be not trading this. Because every fair value gap got neglected. So this was fair value gap, it got stopped. Upper fair value gaps got stopped. So the below and above both got stopped. So not much worth trading. If the market now continues to go up, it will be like that, and I will not take another trade. I will just let the market do its thing, and that will be it for me for the day. Okay, TP is set at 25,020, and first TP is 25,050. So again, first TP 25,050, second TP, full TP will be 25,020. I've got another 3 more minutes to stay online, and then I definitely need to go. My dog is actually wanting me to take him walk. I will keep everybody updated on Discord, of course, how this trade goes. Again, TP1. Maybe 25,050. And if we are actually lucky, we could take out the lows too, but I'm not counting on it. Especially not after being sitting here for 2 hours sideways. So full TP is 25,020, so a little bit above it. So it's about 30 points below this one. Now we do want to see, look, oh, look, this is again the same. So we had it for Valley Gap, we tapped it, we came into it, we have a small void, and the market didn't react off of it. So we should have dropped here, and we did. So this Valley Gap probably will not hold any value, and if we continue to range, we will get taken out one more time. This is something you cannot predict. So these candles you cannot predict, even if you know every candle in the book, you cannot read them because they don't have any value at all. We did sweep the highs, so we swept Asia high at the open, and then we kept going sideways. So not the best conditions to trade from. So one more movement, but I'm still in the short. We will see what happens. If we get that, at least I make a half hour out of it. I give it 3 more minutes, and then I will have to go, guys. At 11:30, I have a meeting, so I do need to go. First, I need to take a walk. I do remember always, if you are a trader and you sit behind the screens a lot, this takes a lot of energy. So reading candles and watching them takes energy. So be patient and don't give too much energy to these candles afterwards. So take a break. It helps you to calm down, relaxing, and to continue what you're doing. So in the meantime, while being patient, I'm listening to an audio track, so I can actually study a bit. So last week was not the greatest week that we had, actually. I'm still up 0.4 the month with a 40% win rate. That's not the best month that we had yet. Okay, I will leave right now, so we will see what happens afterwards. I'm just gonna let this trade play out. It's only half our risk anyways, and I wish you all a very great trading session for the rest of the day. See you all back tomorrow morning.